After reading through our text in chapter 4 discussing the use of Christianity and religion while counseling, it prepared me to answer the questions for the week 3 discussion video. After reading through the chapter and viewing the chapter video, I feel like I relate mostly to a professional counselor because I am still greatly developing my faith and my Christianity, and I just kind of use it to guide me. Therefore, I don't really feel the need to impose my faith onto my clients. I feel like I really value what is said in the Code of Ethics and following the guidelines. Therefore, it's easy for me to understand that different people have various views regarding faith and religion, so I don't feel like it'll easily allow me to impose my beliefs onto clients. However, there are some issues that I feel like I do, as a professional going to the field, feel like I need to pay attention to. For example, what worries me is that I am still building my idea of faith and my background and my, faith as a Christian. Therefore, I feel like I'll have to be able to separate what I'm doing in my personal life with counseling, and, as I'm continuing to build my own views about faith, I'll have to continue to realize how to not impose that onto the client, so it'll be kind of an ongoing experience as I'm learning more about myself to continue to learn how to not impose it onto the client. I also believe that you have to be sure that when your counselor says on page 149 of our text in chapter 4 by Simmons et al., that you have to be sure that you are not, that you are meeting the clients where they are and not, seeing where you are. You have to meet the clients where they are, and I understand that goes into religion as well, where you really have to, meet the clients at the level that they are, whereas they may not identify with the religion, or they may still have very conflicted feelings about religious backgrounds. So you really do have to make sure that you are not imposing any bias and watching out for that, and just being respectful of the different viewpoints of the clients that you're going to work with. For the integration model, after reading about and kind of reflecting on the integration model, I understand that it kind of combines psychology, theology, and spirituality, kind of those three elements to support the client and to, just be really aware of how your background, how you can kind of guide that not to impose any bias onto the client. It seems a little contradicting at first because, it's basically saying to use your background to kind of be able to create that supportive counseling environment. But after, reflecting more on it, it means that, you really want to have that background support you to be the best counselor you can be rather than support the client. So it's a means to support you and your identity rather than to use that to support the client, because the goal of counseling is to create that supportive environment, not to, guide the client to think the same way that you do at all. And then thinking about the ACA Code of Ethics, I feel like, it's when thinking about your beliefs and attitudes and how that continues to grow and develop, you can always use the ACA Code of Ethics as a guide for how to deal with those ongoing, learning experiences and ongoing mindset changes. You can always, it's always a resource, and that's, it relates to you as a counselor because that's always the resource that you're going to use to guide how you act as a counselor and to make sure that you're maintaining a professional and legal, way of counseling.